Hello YouTubers! Tommy here from Overland Transportation System with another update on building my shelf layout. So let's turn the camera around and we'll get right to it. Okay, so let me do a little quick update of what I've been up to here just recently. You know, every once in a while life gets in the way and we got to take care of some have-tos rather than the stuff that's a lot more fun. Well, when I left off, I had put in my track and I had painted the sub roadbed, and what I've started to do now is start getting ready to do some landform. As you recall from an earlier video, I have taken sheet cork and used a cardboard template to make a footprint of my turnouts, and I've used sheet cork underneath the turnouts instead of a regular cork roadbed for track work. As a result, what happens is you get a square edge, and so to correct that, I have taken this fast dry latex caulking. It dries in 20 minutes. It's paintable, and if you want to spray paint it, you can spray paint it immediately. So what I did on my square raw edges of the cork, I applied a nice thin bead of the caulking. I feathered it out nice and smooth with my finger. Then using some painter's tape, I protected the track that was already painted, and using the same Rust-Oleum brown that I used on the layout, I then sprayed the edge of the turnouts, and that it's hard to pick up in this photo, but it actually is now a little bit more of a bevel like the rest of the track. In addition to that, what I've done is I've taken some wet water, which is water with some detergent, a little bit of alcohol, and I've spritzed the foam. I've taken individual sheets of toilet paper and I've just wadded it up into the edges of where I'd like to build up some basic landform alongside and between the tracks. Once I pushed that wet paper into place, then I took my Elmer's glue with the wet water mixture like we do the ballast, and I then saturated the tissue paper, and as you can see, it's nice and hard now, so that'll save me a little bit of ballast, and I can build up some basic landforms between the tracks. And speaking about ballast, I've done two small sections here, and this was an experiment to see which way I wanted to go. In this first piece that you see here, I ballasted the center of the track first and let it seep out between the rail ties. Then I built up the sides a little bit. Of course, you can see it's going to take a lot more, but this was just a test piece. And then I locked it all down with the wet glue, which is the Elmer's glue with the wet water, alcohol. And on this little piece, I've done the sides first, and I haven't done anything with the center yet. The idea here was to build a sort of a dam, if you will, along the sides, and then go down through the center and do it in two steps and see which way I like better. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you all the products that I used. Okay, so all I simply used was some alcohol for a spritz, my wet water, which is water with a couple drops of dish detergent. Add that to a bottle with some Elmer's glue, and I got my railroad glue, and I just put that into this little old mustard container as an applicator. As far as the ballast, I'm using presently Woodland Scenics coarse and medium, and I'm mixing them a 1-to-1 scoop, and what we get, if this will focus nice, it's not too bad. We see the mixture of the medium and coarse ballast. So that's what I got going there. Now, in addition to that, what I plan to do is start building up some basic landforms before I get into a hot knife and start cutting down into my foam. But to build up some landforms, I'm going to give a try of making my own sculpt-a-mold. I watched a video from Jimmy at DIY Railroad, and he did this with plaster of Paris and toilet paper. So I'm going to give that a try. Seeing I liked the toilet paper and the wet glue, I'll give this a try and see how it works. Now, I don't know the price of the Sculpt-A-Mold, but to give you an idea of what could possibly be a price savings, I'm not sure. At the home improvement store, you can get the plaster of Paris for $18.99 for a 25-pound bag. These 6 rolls of toilet paper at the dollar store is, as it's marked, $1. So basically what Jimmy showed on his video was to just shred the toilet paper. He tore it. Another fellow was saying put a wire brush on your drill and just tear into it. Basically, you just want to shred that toilet paper, mix in your plaster of Paris, add the water to make a slop consistency that you want to work with, and give it a try. So I'll make an updated video on that aspect of how I liked it. So that's about where I am right now as far as an update on the railroad. And I'll come back when I got some more to show you. Okay, well, we're back. And as you can see, this here was kind of fun. This took all of about, I don't know, maybe 20-30 seconds. All I did was just take a razor knife and start slashing at the roll of paper crisscross into the bowl, and then tore it further by hand. And so now we got our papers. So let me mix in some of my plaster of Paris, water, make a slop. I'll apply some of it, and we'll give you an update. Okay. Okay, it's a little tricky holding it with the wrong hand to video this. I don't have a tripod. Got my mix. As you can see, it's kind of like an oatmeal. So the Sculpt-A-Mold I've used in the past, it feels the same. Probably is very much the same. So let me put the camera down, and we'll give this a try, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. I'll tell you what, this was great. This was a lot of fun. It went a lot farther than I thought it was going to. All I really did here was just kind of fill in that elevation between the track. As you can see here, it's quite high. I just built it up just to give me a little something beyond just a flat, linear track. So I built it up with cork, and now I'm filling up the landform in between, and doing kind of the same thing here, feathering it right on down to nothing. So now after this dries, I can paint it brown. The other step that I didn't even get into yet that is about to come is I bought, where is it? Here it is. I bought this strainer and another container. I'll probably use actually one of the large plastic coffee tubs, and I'm going to sift real dirt. And so I'll add some real dirt to this. I did that on the N scale years ago, and I was very, very happy with it. And over at the Ocala Model Railroad, on the N scale layout over there, we sift real dirt on that layout too, as well as our traveling layout that goes to the train shows. So that's what will happen next. I'll sift some real dirt. We'll update what we're doing. We'll get that Sculpt-A-Mold stuff painted brown, and from there, it's let your imagination run wild. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you down the way. Bye-bye.